welcome to the final episode of Season 1 of the Afterschool Anime Club. Here today with you on this momentous occasion is me, your host, Max Newland, and with me, as always, are the two chapter co-presidents. His name is Max Kostrak. Hello, Max.
Hello, I'm here. I would be playing one of the graduation songs we covered last time, but you know how it is. It's the end of the semester. We've all got these feelings in our hearts.
And you just heard her giggling. It's Stevie Mathos.
Why, hello! We're here. We've made it. The end of the semester. I hope you've turned in all of your extra credit.
I know that I've grown and learned a lot over these episodes, and the time spent here in the anime club with our VHS player, sitting at these desks. The framing, we've been really, 100% gung-ho on it the whole time.
Yeah.
Today, I didn't prepare anything. I didn't prepare any games.
Hell yeah.
We didn't watch any anime. We're just here to chat.
We chillin'.
I have kind of a loose agenda, and I have your responses from the listener survey, which, again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Your answers.
We got so many responses. We got a bunch.
Several responses made me laugh out
They were
loud.
hilarious, yes.
So, thank you.
Many
Yes.
of them. Yes, I am very... you all are very funny, and I'm very glad that you cared enough about our show to give us your input. And we, like I said on Twitter, we will be building the schedule for next season here.
Hell yeah.
So your input has been vital.
It has.
So, well, I feel like maybe one of the things, I have a few questions that can help guide our discussion here. We've watched 5 shows, or at least we've watched 6 or 7 episodes.
Will you
of 5
name
different
them
shows.
real quick so we
Yes.
just have the
Yeah,
context?
so we know what's up.
First up was Tenchi Muyo Ryo Oki, also known as Tenchi Muyo in America. Next after that was Outlaw Star. Then we watched Sailor Moon, Trigun, and Gundam Wing.
Whew, what a spread.
Yeah.
This is a nice table.
Mm-hmm. All sorts of stuff. We have all sorts of genres too, right? Like we have harem and we've got mecha and we've got
Space.
lots of space. We stayed in space. We really love space.
We've got
We really
shoujo
did.
Yeah.
via Sailor Moon.
Yeah. We got shoujo.
I'd say
Westerns.
I was going to note on this. I think the only major genres we are missing out of this are, and this has to do with Anime Club in general, but we're missing that traditional shonen, your DBZ,
Yeah.
your Naruto, your One Piece. We're
Yeah,
also
yeah.
missing, and you could argue that Tenchi ducks into this a little bit as a harem, but that really slice of life. But I don't know how
Yeah.
popular that was in the Toonami Adult Swim era.
There was a couple.
Yeah,
there was one that I'm going to... Oh, thank you for the reminder. There was one.
All right.
Yeah, I think Tenchi has some slice of life elements to it, but I think the fact that aliens
There
are
lightsabers.
involved,
Yeah.
and there are lightsabers. But the thing about Tenchi is that those things are peripheral to me. Anyway,
They
the
really
lightsabers.
It's
They
not
have a
what
space
Tenchi's
battle.
about.
No.
Because you kind of have to have a space battle, and that's it.
Yeah, pretty much. You do. We truly didn't. We never not went into space for every one of these animes.
Sailor Moon?
Ish.
Sailor Moon on
ish. I mean, like that. The
Ish.
bus.
Went into the
That
Negaverse.
bus
Is
episode.
that
Like,
space?
yeah, where's the Negaverse? Is that just a parallel universe? That's a different facet of space.
It's the same shadow realm that you get banished to when you lose a card game.
Yeah. A lot of the animes
Against
they
the Boy.
just share that
Yeah.
sort of dark zone.
Yeah.
It's the same background
pretty
essentially.
much.
When Piccolo sends Raditz to the next dimension,
Yeah, that's where you go. That's what it
after
is.
boring a hole through him.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's anime purgatory. That's just the Negaverse is just one neighborhood of anime purgatory. That makes a lot of sense. I can see that.
Anime purgatory.
Just waiting to be resurrected. It's a space where you go when you're playing Fortnite and you're waiting to respawn. That's the same place. It's the same place. Which one of y'all is playing
all
Fortnite?
the anime characters in Fortnite are in purgatory.
I was gonna say which one of
Yeah.
y'all are playing Fortnite right now and was running around as Goku?
Now, I have played one match of Fortnite.
I knew it.
I got a #1 victory royale by hiding in the bushes and shooting 2 guys who were fighting each other with a Kamehameha wave.
I think you actually should uninstall and be like,
I feel like I should just never play again, right?
I won and I was done with it. I beat Fortnite.
But did you nay over where like they dropped? Because I think that's also, is that a thing you can do too? On Fortnite, you can like nay.
Haven't unlocked the nay yet, unfortunately.
I really hope that's really
you can, but I haven't. But yeah, it turns out that when you are in the top 5 at the very, very end, hiding in the bushes is an all-time great strategy.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh my God. I hear that Fortnite is just a really crazy game. Unhinged. I don't play games with other people.
Where the kids are.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, they've done some stuff to make it less like always crazy. Like they have a mode now where you can't build anything, and so it's just like pretty much a traditional FPS.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know.
But you can still be Goku or Darth Vader or
so wild. That's wild.
Indiana Jones or whoever else the hell they've thrown into that now.
Oh, what the fuck? I don't know.
They have original characters, which is the most outrageous thing to me. Like there
do?
are Fortnite characters. Yeah.
Mr. Fortnite. Abraham Lincoln, sorry.
Did they put him in there? They might as well.
I hope that, you know what? They
shit.
could, though. They could absolutely put an Abraham Lincoln vampire hunter in that motherfucker, and he would fit.
He wouldn't be out of character at all.
He would fit correctly. No. He would fit like right in that world. I just, look.
What if tomorrow every United States president showed up as a playable character in Fortnite? Like, they just dropped all of them, like, hey, congratulations.
Which one was the one that had like a fucking... I was about to say werewolf. That's incorrect. That's not a real animal. Which is the one that had a fucking Wolverine as a pet? Was that Franklin Delano Roosevelt?
Was that Teddy?
Was that Teddy? Yeah, was that Teddy Roosevelt?
That was probably Teddy.
Teddy Roosevelt would actually honestly be a boss bitch in a battle royale style fucking game. To be absolutely honest with you, like Teddy Roosevelt would whip ass. Didn't that motherfucker get like polio twice or
Basically
some shit?
An anime
like,
character.
That dude was unkillable for a hot minute. Like,
yeah, he did literally get shot and then give a speech.
That's right. I was like, that dude's crazy. He was intense. And then I think was it his daughter who had like a pet snake and was just like a mess? I don't think it was her. It was somebody.
You could tell me anything.
It was some president's daughter had a pet snake and would run around with it wrapped around her arm and would go to parties asking people to hang out with the snake, and people thought she was crazy. And her daddy was the president, and he was like, look, I can take care of her ass or I can run the country. Which one do you want me to do?
Hey, man, when your daddy's the president, you get to act however you want.
You get to act the fuck out. Like, come on. We've seen that. Come on, Ivana. We're talking to you. You can enter this chat, bitch. Anyway.
I don't know if she watches anime.
She probably doesn't. She's...
we know Bannon does, so...
I forget that he exists. Forget... I'd be like, isn't he in jail? And then I realize you're talking about a child. And I'm like, oh, wait. Not Steve. The other one. The one whose actual first name is Bannon.
Or Baron. I don't remember.
Rich boy.
What was your favorite series of season 1 of Afterschool Anime Club? That's one of the questions I came up with.
This is tough.
For this episode.
I mean, biased, like as in I was excited to see it and I was way too, like I was screaming about it for like 20 minutes. Gundam Wing, but that's just because I love that series. But series that was fun to revisit, that I hadn't seen in a hot minute, that I was like, oh, this held up better than I expected. Trigun.
I think Trigun was the biggest surprise for me. I did not I expected to like Outlaw Star a little bit more than I did.
Yeah.
And I expected to like Trigun less. And that flip surprised me. Like I was like, okay, Trigun has quite a lot going for it.
Yeah.
Compared to what I was expecting going in. I will say, the one that I have wanted to continue watching more than anyone else though has been Gundam Wing.
Yo.
Like I kind of do just want to go watch the next episodes right now.
The reason why I like that I've been feeling the same way. I'm just like, damn. I technically cannot watch it because I am bound by essentially just the laws of of good sportsmanship to not watch more of this anime.
No, here's the thing. I would not say that we are bound in this way. I would say that, like, you can watch whatever you want to watch.
Oh, fucking bless, because I have been kind, and I'm about to binge all these motherfuckers.
Go for it. Get yourself refreshed, because I think that'll also add some texture to the conversation, right?
That's
because
true.
then it's like, then we can talk more about, if you're coming to it for the second time recently, you can talk a little bit more. I feel like you get more insights when you're watching something like in succession like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel you. I agree with that for sure.
Absolutely. This does not have to be a reaction podcast. This is a discussion.
No. Yeah.
And there's quite a lot with all of these animes. I mean, I think we could talk twice as long as we do each episode.
Yeah, for sure.
And we keep things, thankfully, just short enough.
For sure. The one thing that I would probably binge, just for the sake of the fact that it's just got so many goddamn episodes, is Sailor Moon. Because getting into Sailor Moon Crystal, I was like, because I had really never seen Sailor Moon before at all. I would absolutely go back and watch the reboot Sailor Moon with the episodes in order.
Yeah, I do want to see what Sailor Moon is supposed to be, not what it was.
Because that was a mess. Them nights, we made it, y'all.
Yeah.
Our child.
That was a real trial by fire.
I was looking at that. I was like, this is what they gave us when we were kids. This is why we all crazy now. This is where we got it from. Here it goes. Sailor says, ride the bus.
You can trace it back to the 1991 Deke dub. It's all there.
Sailor says, ride the bus. Get out of here.
Sailor says ride the bus, but also global warming.
Yeah.
And yet, I know that I think we can all agree that in terms of the dub, Sailor Moon is probably the one we watched that aged the worst.
Yes.
In the sense of like, this does not follow the same sort of quality of storytelling we expect from anime in the modern age. But the surprising thing there is how influential it still was despite that. The fact was that this... I don't want to use the word butchered, but I'm going to use it. This butchered version of Sailor Moon was so influential that it actually inspired the modern animation we see for kids shows in the US today.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this is huge. And to think about what is going to come out of like the current generation who is seeing much more like true to life anime, I would assume. Like, I'm really curious what the next couple decades look like.
Agree. Yeah, I agree. Because it's like, I did appreciate though when we did Sailor Moon, even though we like fumbled the bag the first time and watched like the reboot and then we found the Deke dub. It was really cool to see the Deke dub because I did not remember anything about it. Like from what little bit I had seen besides the theme song. So to see that, I was like, whew. They let us watch anything. I mean, anything quality-wise. But it was cool because, again, it was like, that was the thing. Because, I mean, I look at, like, the Naruto dubs and stuff, and for a hot minute, they kind of were like that, too, when they first came out.
That's right. There were shonen shows that are, like, running now that straddled the line between when American importers of anime were kind of embarrassed by the Japaneseness of it.
Yeah.
To the current age where we're not apologizing for it. We're not... Like, they're not even trying to...
This is a genre now. It's a proper genre.
It is.
And these things are expected among it.
Correct.
I'm thinking specifically of One Piece.
We are going to have to dedicate an episode at one point to the 4Kids One Piece dub.
That's what I'm saying, is literally One Piece did this, right? Like, One Piece started coming out in a time when it was still kind of like, we want to get rid of the Japaneseness of this.
Yeah.
And then it continued and it's still running and it's not like that anymore.
It's wild what happened
crazy.
to that
It's really
show
weird.
That's kind of nuts. Okay, that's interesting because like that's what I think about. Like I think about when we started watching anime, right, and how they did try so hard to westernize and localize anime. And then as we got older and was watching more anime that came over to the States, how there was less and less of this need to westernize and localize it. Because of, and I wonder if that has things to do with the popularization of anime, with the advent of social media, and like all of these things, and like with the evolution of the internet. So cultural stuff was less inaccessible to people, because like I think of like how when I first started watching anime, people were constantly like, I don't understand anime, or what they say, Japanimation.
So
Damn.
wacky.
Yeah, it's so weird. I don't understand their cultural stuff. But then I look now at some of the stuff that we probably learned from anime and a lot of those cultural things. Like I was just talking to somebody the other day, maybe this morning. I don't know. It's a holiday weekend here in the States, and that means I haven't actually done anything to mark the passage of time today. But I was talking about how like the anime concept of when somebody goes like feet up, like when they just go, they just like fall over.
The instant one frame fall, yes.
Yeah, and I was like, but if I say that to like, you know what that vibe is, like, you know exactly, because I was explaining something in a different context, and I was like, man, I just like fucking anime feet upped about something, and the person was like, yep. I totally get it. And it's just like, at one time, people were like, what the fuck are you talking about? And like, shit like that is like culturally accepted. Or like, I liked the insane face in anime, which was probably popularized through manga. Like, you know, when there's like the camera is like above the head. And so you're like, the eyes are like really sunken and the head's really stretched out.
Oh, yes.
I call it
intense
like,
angle.
And what's that? Who's the manga artist who popularized the horror manga artist? Junji Ito. So it's just like, everybody knows what that face is. That means your character's broke. And shit's about to go down.
That's the like Kubrick stare of TV series.
Yeah.
And this sort of cultural understanding, I think it reflects back to, it's the same era, but like it's the Power Rangers idea of like, okay, well, there's this free animation or this free footage we have essentially.
Right.
How do we Americanize it and essentially make this a free American cartoon or American TV show rather than, oh, this is a medium unto itself and people are interested in seeing this as it is originally presented. And so this is kind of the gateway drug to that. This understanding of, oh, okay, anime has something for it that exists outside of the American sphere.
Right.
And outside of the cultural existence. And so we can just present it as is. And this is what the Toonami Adult Swim evolution is.
Totally.
It is the gateway between, anime's so weird, and here is
Look
anime
at these strange
as it is.
Cartoons.
Yes.
Right.
Versus here's a product, a cultural product of another nation that we're not shying away from the fact that this is a cultural product. And you know, these are powerful stories for the most part. Like the shows that survive are the ones that tell stories that people care about and resonate with. Yeah.
Absolutely. Like it's one of those things where I think about how these animes that are just like that we're covering now, it's like, I mean, most of the animes that we've covered in this season have had reverberating effects on not just their genre of animation, not just anime, right? But they have extended past anime into Western animation. I mean, Sailor Moon, what's coming out on Netflix right now? Bee and Puppy Cat. That's like, and it's like, I mean, Sailor Moon, Steven Universe, Bee and Puppy Cat.
Steven Universe, I was just about to say. Yeah. I was just about to say. And there's people who are
directly influenced by Sailor Moon and DBZ.
But DBZ, the Boondocks, right? Like DBZ,
my God, yeah.
Literally, DBZ has come all the way around again. Like DBZ has come full circle in the United States, and there are places in the United States where it never really left.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's the way that like it was big enough to like influence other spheres of animation, like down to the drawing style, but up to like from something as normal as like the drawing style up to like the animation style, the smoothness of frames, the way combat is done and directed on, you know, in an animated medium, and like all this stuff. I mean, I think about also, another one, probably highly influenced by Naruto, even though they came out around the same time, fucking Avatar: Last Airbender, fucking Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
Avatar is the American,
American anime. I would argue
every couple
that.
Of years because it is legitimately a pretty fucking fantastic show.
It's really great.
But it is American anime, and it is very interesting to see, especially in the early seasons, how they even directly see, like, you can find a couple of anime sweat drops along the way. Like, there's some stuff in there where it's like, ooh, this is wearing its influences on its sleeve.
Yeah. And how it also influences already established American comics. Teen Titans, right?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah.
Go Teen Titans Go and like all this stuff. Like it's like Teen Titans and stuff was done in those similar animation styles. I mean, even Batman the Animated Series was definitely borrowing some stuff. Gargoyles was too. So it's like all these things where it's like for them to be like, oh, we need to westernize this. It's like, well, I'm happy that we turned around and was like, actually, we just need to borrow because this is the stuff that, and it obviously influenced an entire generation of artists because we're seeing it more because it's our generation of artists. Yes, for y'all out there, we are practically geriatric millennials. We go to bed early and shit.
We're the oldest millennials, I think.
We're
the
in
three
our
of us
30s.
are like in the oldest categories.
We're close. We're older. We're older millennials. We're generally like right in the middle, the general millennial. Because I know a couple millennials who are like late 30s, and they're older millennials.
Not quite elder millennial, but
no,
we old. Aged.
We old. And we tired of this shit. Get off our fucking lawn. We ain't got no lawn. We won't pay for that shit.
The elder millennials aren't just doing podcasts about anime. They are working for Cartoon Network, and other TV networks that are producing them.
I would say all realms of storytelling have in some way been touched. Like you can see this
Absolutely
a lot
true.
in it. I mean, even in literature and writing and TV shows.
Oh my God!
An understanding of anime and what its defining features are can be found sprinkled throughout all of our culture these days.
And
when you have the eye
dynamics.
for it, Well, we were just talking before this episode started, Newland, about Nope. We had the Akira slide in it. There are these little homages and pieces and this acknowledgement that, okay, this stuff was influential.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and I also think of like, especially TV shows. You mentioned TV shows and it's like, oh, Kingdom. Or Into the Badlands, that one, Into the Badlands, like all this stuff. I mean, but I would argue TV and especially action movies have been influenced by Eastern martial arts and stuff like that for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
And then I think that with the popularization of wire work when it comes to like stunt work with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, with Jet Li, with that, like with the generation of fighters that were not just Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee, the anime elements were really able to come in. And it was like, oh, you want people to fly? We got you, kind of thing. Because it was already marrying, the Chinese opera of their stunt work with American stunt work and with the technology that we were beginning to have, which was really, really cool. And then when the superhero movie began to get popular, then it was just like, all no holds barred.
Yeah, we're going all in. This is just anime now.
Absolutely. Pretty much.
Somebody also pointed out to me there was a big giant wrestling event this week. Wrestling is just anime now.
Wrestling is anime. No,
it's been anime.
There's no doubt about it.
It's been anime. Yeah. What do you mean? It's been anime.
I guess you're right. I shouldn't say it's anime now. It has been anime. It's been anime.
Day one.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is Vegeta. Okay, I should maybe go back to the drawing board with that one, but
Stone Cold Steve Austin's gonna beat you up for that.
There is a Vegeta somewhere in AEW. I don't know who it is.
There is. I gotta send you the guy. There is. Every country that gives a shit about wrestling has their own crazy ass wrestling, like WWE thing. And I can't remember. My partner showed me this dude. I don't know if y'all know about him, but he was like the penis shaman. Are y'all familiar with this dude?
Excuse me? Sorry. Did you say penis shaman?
I need to know a little bit more.
I gotta look it up. I gotta put it in the chat. But essentially,
I'm not Googling that. I'm not doing that to my algorithm.
I'm not typing that curse shit into my...
This dude died.
Like open incognito tab.
Essentially what happened was this dude, I think it was on like the Japanese circuit, and somebody gonna come in these comments and come for my neck because I am gonna paraphrase the shit out of this to get it wrong. But essentially this dude was famed and like his whole persona was based off having like the strongest dick and like his his wrestling circuits. Yeah, and so he like essentially he won a wrestling match, like, because that was his whole character. He won a wrestling match like essentially pinning this dude to the ground with his dick.
And
like,
slapping him.
Yeah, this dude tried to like grab his nuts, and his nuts were like too strong, and like bent his arm out of place.
This. Okay,
and he
this is all coming back
this
to me
guy,
like a dream. I've seen this clip.
So this guy,
where he tries to grab the guy's groin, but he's too strong.
But the groin like grabs him back.
He gets put into a hold by grabbing his junk. It's incredible.
Yes. So apparently there was a villain in this wrestling circuit that got mad at this dude dude for having the strongest testicles ever and killed this dude, right? Like killed this character. Like this dude died. Like WWE style dude was murdered, assassinated.
It's part of the performance, not actually in real life.
Yeah, he wasn't actually murdered. Wasn't actually murdered. But the crowd, the audience was like so mad because it was WWE, so shit happened every week. Blah, blah, blah. So people were so mad that he got killed in this cowardly way or some shit. So because he had like the strongest dick in his fucking thing, in his fucking circuit or whatever it is, I don't know the terms. His body, like very much like the Undertaker, his body was put on the mat, like in the ring, and these people, these penis shamans, which was truly absolutely people wearing inflatable cocks with hoods on them. like nun robes, like nun habits. I don't know how the
magic works.
I don't either. Like stood around him and did penis magic. I did penis shaman magic, and he was resurrected.
Oh, God.
And he was resurrected. So this dude died and came back to life. As the strongest dude.
Nobody in the writer's room of this wrestling match was doing essentially the piss forced call out and saying like, no, man, you can't do this. Like we all like, please don't.
You can't tell me. You can't tell me that that's not anime. Okay, you can't tell me that's not some anime ass shit.
That's a gag manga.
I think Gintama did that.
Boom. Like it was like if we can't get essentially, you can't tell me that wrestling and the first iteration of Full Metal Alchemist is not the same thing. I don't know what you want me to say.
Holy shit.
I don't know what you want me to say.
I was on Facebook the other day, and Facebook served. You know how Facebook now serves you your old posts?
Oh yeah, I hate that. I should turn that off. I hate that.
Yeah. It served me one where I said Full Metal Alchemist is kind of like if the Holocaust involved a lot of actual magic. And you know what? That was a wise thing to say. That was true, I think.
It was not wrong.
Yeah, no, Full Metal Alchemist is one of the most political animes I've ever watched.
Yeah, in a hot minute. Like that was one of the more it was wild.
I say that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Yes, this is good. This is good that we can tackle big important things through the lens of art and culture.
Yeah, hey, maybe the state's not your friend.
Without becoming nationalists, looking at you, Attack on Titan, fucking weirdos.
What happened there?
Apparently, didn't they become like crazy ass fucking nationalists? Wasn't like the whole themes about this shit? I don't know. I watched the
beginning.
First season.
If you look at some of the general themes, in my opinion, and to be honest, I have not finished the manga.
Neither have I. I haven't finished the anime.
There was some real xenophobic, weird themes going on, and I know that there's some stuff with the author and some of the things that have occurred. So I'm not I'm not the person to speak on it, but it gives me icky feelings.
I read it. When I went back and watched the first season, I was like, "Oh, this is a little xenophobic," and then I was reading up on it, and I was like, "Oh, we can a little."
That's intentional.
Yeah. I was like, I don't need this. I don't watch anime for this. I watch anime to get my heart ripped out, but I don't watch anime for that.
I'm looking at my list of questions here.
Hit me.
Did you all have any, particularly in terms of the music of the shows that we watched? Did you have any particular standouts?
Yes.
It's always hard with the background music because other than I think Gundam Wing had a few tracks that hit me like a train that I was like, oh, it's big boy time now. The are going off. I will say though,
that main motif is great.
I love it.
I think every opening of the I do have a special musical place in my heart for every anime opening that's maybe ever existed. As a medium, as an art form unto itself, the choice of anime openings and the match with animation, it's good. Actually,
always so good. Always so good. I guess for me, mine is I always busted down for Just Wanna Be Communication. Just wanna be communication. Can't not, because I fucking love it.
Great song.
Just come on. Just wanna be communication.
Let me tell you, that song. So I remember I was editing the show and I came across that bit where I'm talking about how Gundam Wing got second place to Evangelion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cruel Angel's Thesis and Just Communication are very similar pieces of music.
Cruel Angel's Thesis also fucking slaps.
Also one of the greatest TV themes of all time.
Fucking good. Have we seen the Black Gospel Choir that went all the way to Japan and sang this shit?
Yeah.
So fucking good. So fucking good. It's so good. That one I can't not, because Just Love Be Communication was amazing. It was not the first anime OST I memorized in Japanese. It was not the first. It was not the last.
It's amazing to me that they put Just Communication in there, given that the treatment that was being done. Again, this was the time when we're embarrassed about how Japanese this is. We're cutting things out. Gundam Wing, I guess, was kind of an outlier, in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. In terms of that, because it seems it was fairly untouched, down to the fact that, as I mentioned in the first episode we do on Gundam Wing, everyone taps the R in Hito's name, which is not what you do in English.
I would argue the reason why that happened is because, if I recall correctly, Gundam Wing actually aired twice a day. It aired on Toonami, I think like Samurai Champloo, it aired on Toonami during the day and it tended to be edited. But it also aired at night on Adult Swim, and it was either less edited, so it was more for mature audiences, it was edited for M, uncut. Or fully uncut. So I think that's the difference, is that because it was being done on two different slots. Because I remember being able to catch it at night while it was also airing on Toonami. I could be wrong about that, but I know there was a couple of those that you could see during the day and also at night. It did air on
both. I don't know if it was at the same time, but I do know that it was on both platforms.
And I know that they still absolutely cut the season down for time, because I didn't realize it was a 50 episode series until we came back to watch it. I thought it was like 25, 26. So when I turned around, I was like, I thought it was only 25, 26. And so when I came back to see it, I was like, hold on, there's 50 of these motherfuckers? So they must have cut a lot of filler. Well, not really filler, but a lot of setting up stuff and just pop through it. They might have done that. I don't remember it all from start to finish, but I do remember that it wasn't nearly as long as it was when I was a kid. I didn't realize it was that long. So that means they probably just didn't air certain episodes. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. So I think it's that. But I also think about how Sailor Moon, when we watched the Sailor Moon Crystal that one time, and how we had the theme song without the lyrics. And then they gave you lyrics in the 1995 version, which is the lyrics that everybody knows for Sailor Moon, right?
It's a catchy tune.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, what we watched wasn't Sailor Moon Crystal.
That's right.
Sailor Moon Crystal is its own thing.
That's a different thing.
Yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal is like the Dragon Ball Z Kai of
That's
Sailor Moon.
Right. That's
even more so, is fully reanimated.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's in the style of the manga compared to the sort of animeization of the original.
That's right.
Very much worth watching one episode of each side by side just to get a little bit of that. It's fun.
Yeah.
Neat.
But yes, but the 1990, the Deke version had the theme song, but the one that we watched on accident the first time did not. It didn't have the lyrics to the theme song. Right?
Right. And what I noticed, interestingly, is they changed the music as well. They redid. It's a cover of the theme song. It's not just the theme song with English lyrics over it.
Right.
They re-recorded it with different instruments and in some cases different melody.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. It was a different arrangement. So yeah, that was a thing. But I busted down for that Sailor Moon theme song. I absolutely did, and I would get way too hype at the battle sting for Gundam Wing.
That main motif in Gundam Wing's OST is so good.
It's so good.
All of the tracks are like a minute and a half long, which is a huge achievement to me. That they're so short and they pack so much. They're so dynamic.
They're so great
in that very short runtime.
Yes.
The thing, and I don't know. I listened to a lot more of the music, I think, on its own because I find tracks to put in the show.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! I forgot my favorite.
What is it? Oh, the Trigun ending?
The Trigun ending is really good.
Trigun music is great.
So good. So good.
I feel very strongly actually about the music in Trigun.
And the Trigun music slaps. It's very good.
The music is great. It's full of these. It's so interesting. And the composer put a bunch of albums out where he kind of riffs on the music and like does little different things. So I think if you like the Trigun music, you should check those out because they're very interesting. Clearly a guy who really thinks deeply and cares deeply about music and is interested in like pushing the boundaries of music.
Yeah.
They're just the sound, the like blending of styles, the fusion of like this kind of Wild West inspired stuff plus like really weird atonal melodies and, you know, unusual rhythms and time signatures. It's just very interesting music.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
But my favorite music out of season one.
Yes, please tell us your favorite music. I want to know.
My favorite music out of season one was from Tenchi.
Of course it was.
This is like, I'm probably gonna just keep talking about Tenchi for most of this episode because the thing I mentioned at the very beginning is that the reason I started this podcast is so I could have an excuse to rewatch Tenchi Muyo.
We know.
We know.
That has not served me wrong at all. It was a great show. I loved watching it again.
I was pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed it.
I had a good time. I really loved Tenchi. I was like, hold on, okay, I could watch like Tenchi Universe. I could watch the
I
rest
judged
of
it too harshly from the outside.
Life is so full of hurry and hustle. Sometimes I think it's passing us by. The days are like hours like minutes. I'm caught up in it till I look in
And actually watching it, it was a fun time.
I tweeted about this, but here's the thing that I now feel is a truth in my heart. If you watched Tenchi Muyo as a youngster, and you in 2022 are thinking, I liked Tenchi Muyo, but I think Tenchi himself is a boring character, you got to rewatch that thing.
Yeah.
And we made that assertion on this podcast, but I think we were proven wrong. Like this is not.
In the first episode, I definitely leaned towards, he's just generic anime harem protagonist.
Yeah.
But by the end of even this first OVA, I think he had more character than I.
He's like a shitty little guy. Like he's sarcastic and
guy,
like kind of impatient sometimes, and
Absolutely.
like he has flaws. He's an interesting guy, and like I think there are a lot of things that are silly about Tenchi Muyo as a series, but there is a charm and a lightness to it all that is intoxicating, frankly. And I think the ending theme is maybe one of my favorite pieces of music of all time. From that first OVA.
That's real. It's really
very
good. It fucking slaps.
And this is so cool. The singer for the English version is a singer named Sharon Scott. She actually went on tour with the singer of the Japanese version.
That's awesome.
And they performed that song together on stage.
That's very cool.
That's magic.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Very neat stuff.
I love that. There wasn't a single, like there was a couple of other ones that I didn't mention because I do like Just Love, which is the ending song of Gundam Wing. Just Love. That one's good. And the ending song for Outlaw Star. Is really good.
Oh, yeah. And what a departure from the rest of the music in the series that is, too.
Because it's so quiet.
It's very quiet. It's very slow. It features acoustic instruments, which
It's
I'm pretty sure the rest of the
cool
series
down.
just
Yeah,
doesn't.
like this humongous like orchestra because it's got all these stringed instruments and stuff, and like it's really
Well, I said that, but now that I'm thinking about it, there are horns and strings in the opening, I believe.
of Outlaw Star.
Yes, I believe.
Yeah.
It could be synthesized.
Oh, it's kind of synthesizer. I'm actually very proud of myself to be able to pull these out like at the drop of a hat because I didn't listen to
Same.
any
I
of
could not do that, Stevie. I'm impressed.
Same composer as Gundam Wing.
Oh.
I mentioned that on the show once, but
That's
we kinda
right.
lost that, I think.
That's right. I won that. I got that in trivia.
But it is the same guy, Koo Otani.
Yeah. So that's that. So I just like that's the one that's like the most like That's the one ending song that's like the chillest out of all of the ones that we watched. It was like the ending song of Outlaw Star. Because the rest of them were very city poppy, which was pretty cool.
Ah, man. See, I'm a huge
fucking love
city pop fan.
I fucking love city pop. Oh my
It's going to
God.
be very hard for me if we cover the second Tenchi Muyo OVA. It's going to be very hard for me to resist putting the first OVA's ending over our wrap up, because the
Just
second
do
OVA's
it.
ending theme,
That's a little treat for Newland.
I mean,
that's a Newland treat. I'm the
deserve.
editor. I'm allowed to.
You deserve.
Yeah, you
Actually,
earned it.
you really deserve. So you can do whatever you want. You know we're not going to care.
Hey, I'm looking at our timestamps here, and I know that we're going agendaless today, but I feel
Yes.
like we do have a couple of like points we need to hit here, and
Okay.
I'm
Okay,
wondering
sure.
if now is the time for us to start to talk about what the next season looks like.
Okay, sure.
Ooh, yes.
So I don't remember if we talked about this while we were recording or not, but I figured the best way for us to like pick things with like general equality is for each of the three of us to have like one thing that we're definitely going to go with. So that brings us up to 3. Then pick one from the audience, and then
Okay.
like collaborate the 3 of us on picking a 5th.
I like that. That feels
I like
very
that, too.
democratic, unlike the
Should
country
we
in which
start
I
by
live.
taking a look at that listener survey?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
And I'm going to tell you it is a fairly tight race. And I did allow people to vote for more than one, which gives you a better representation of what people actually
Yes.
want. Take note of that, United States.
Ranked voting.
The winner is Trigun.
Oh, really? They want us to come back to
More-
Trigun.
More than half of the respondents picked Trigun. However,
Wow.
behind by 1 is Sailor Moon.
Ooh, okay. Well, that one got a lot of listens. People really liked us covering Sailor Moon.
They actually did, yeah. That was like a major popularity moment, behind
Mm-hmm.
the curtain was when we started on Sailor Moon. And this was a surprise to me. Number 3, right behind that with only 1 less vote, it's Tenchi. People really like Tenchi. Now, this is the big surprise, though, which is we didn't get a lot of people who were itching for us to get back to Gundam Wing.
I wonder if that's because it's the most recent.
I was just say that also might be recency.
I wonder if
If
that's
that's
because
true.
it's the
Folks
most
took
recent.
the listener survey right when it came out, we'd only released, I think,
One
maybe not
Gundam
even that
Wing.
first Gundam Wing episode.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it suffered from time, if time and its ravages got to it first.
If we're just going by straight up what got the most votes, the audience pick for season 2 is Trigun.
I mean, I ain't mad at it. I'm mad
I'm
at
not
it.
mad at
I'm
that
happy
either.
to watch 6
We
more
can-
episodes of
I
Trigun.
really love to get back to Trigun.
We can find out about that light bulb, baby. What's that light bulb in the sand about?
Yes.
Why you-
Oh my God. I can finally. Someday I would love to open up the Trigun wiki. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I would. Someday I'm gonna get on that TV tropes page, and I'm gonna, because I don't know if y'all do this. Whenever I watch a TV show or a movie, I'm always immediately bopping over to IMDb, TV tropes, Wikipedia.
Oh,
Everything.
really?
Like I like to just absorb all of the trivia, all of the like behind the scenes weirdness.
I do that once I finish something, because I did that once for something for myself for Westworld. I was trying to look up all of the Easter eggs in the TV show Westworld that were callbacks and homages to the Yul
movie.
Brynner movie, and I
Yeah.
fucked myself up for the end of season 1. I wrecked my shit. I was so mad at myself. I spoiled it for myself.
That was me with when I looked up Zax Marquise on the.
Yeah, you sure the fuck did. You sure the fuck did. I heard you. I heard you ruin your life. I heard you do that.
Someone should have said that, like, this guy's a walking spoiler. Do not look anything up about him, because the other characters, like, with the exception of Relina, who we learn her thing very early, like, with Hito Yui does not really have like secrets. You know what I mean? Like,
No.
Google Maxwell.
No.
These 5 dudes are
No
like
secrets.
exactly what they say on the tin.
They're
pretty much.
babies.
Yeah.
They're
They're-
war babies.
They have not been on this planet long enough to have done things in the
No.
past.
No. See, I trusted you. I trusted your ability to discern a spoiler because you had seen this before, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
I should have thought, hey, the guy who always wears a mask, maybe we
Mask?
shouldn't poke into his history.
I shared this in the Discord, but I did get a little spoiled on Gundam Wing by a Gundam figure.
Oh yeah,
at a
that's right.
bookstore.
That's right. You accidentally saw.
I accidentally saw Zex without his mask and also the Tall Geese 3.
Yes, the Toggies 3. Congratulations, y'all played yourself by being on the motherfucking
Not 2,
internet.
3.
I know. What? Hold on.
Congratulations, y'all.
How many
played
times are they going to
yourself.
blow this motherfucker up?
Twice. As a matter of fact, they're going to blow that bitch up twice.
Answered.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like I have not seen a whole lot of Gundam shows, but I feel like in every Gundam show I have seen, a major character loses a Gundam, has to go through a like a long dark night of the soul, and then they're reunited with whatever their Gundam was, Mark II, basically. And it's kind of like in shonen fighting anime when it's like when Goku gets killed at the beginning of Dragon Ball. Like Goku dies at the beginning of DBZ and then has to go train on King.
You got to bring your heroes down.
Yeah.
And then that makes the power up even more powerful when they show up.
And then Akira Toriyama was like, "Oh, this is a good shape for a story arc. I'm gonna just do this.
Let me do this 9 or 10 times. What if all my characters go to heaven?
The home for infinite losers.
Yeah, right.
Alternately. Hey, you know what I think would be a really good compromise for us to watch a shonen series?
Yeah.
Is to watch the fucking Dragon Ball Z Ocean dub.
I mean, is that your vanity pick? Is your vanity pick the Dragon Ball Z Ocean dub?
It's not.
We're holding these close.
Okay.
But I think that would be fun just generally because it's very different. The character interpretations are so like in some cases completely the opposite of what the current Funimation cast does. And did y'all know that the fucking Ocean dub is still running?
Where?
It continued for a very long time. Like it stopped in America with Goku arriving on Namek and taking Raccoon out. Like that was the last episode of the Ocean dub that we got in the United States. Okay. But it continued. They finished Dragon Ball Z, that company.
Wow.
They finished the whole damn thing. And I would love to see what they did with it. Like, honestly, because one of the cool things about DBZ as a show is it's so long running that the actors have gotten a shitload of experience with these characters and have refined them to the point that they are like as perfect as they can be. And I'm sure that happened with the Ocean dub cast as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That actually I'm interested. Now I'm interested. I was just ready for the goofs. Now I'm actually interested as a scholar of the art.
And also I can't say enough good things about Ryan Drummond's Vegeta. I know everyone on planet Earth disagrees with me on this, but I just love a nasty, shitty, slimy, disgusting villain. I love when they sound sound like this and they're tremendously evil.
I immediately know who the bad guy is now.
Yeah, that's true. I don't have to think about it. There he is.
So what do you want to do? You want to do vanity picks? I think we should do vanity picks and then we'll collaborate on number 5 together.
That sounds good. So our first pick, thanks to the listeners, is Trigun, revisiting Trigun.
Sounds good.
Yep.
What
I'll just
are
put mine on the
vanity
table.
picks?
I'm putting mine on the table. It's Tenchi Muyo OVA number 2, baby.
I knew it, and I'm happy about it.
Okay.
There are some tremendous episodes in there. We'll get to meet the Tenchi series' second main antagonist, who is a little bit more interesting than Kagato, I think. We'll also get, I'm racking my brain. There's some very interesting episodes that deal with that deal with Ryoko.
What?
Gonna be a fucking cliche of myself. There's an episode that has 2 Ryokos in it, and I can't get mad about that. That's really good. And yeah, I think and some of the series' best comedy comes in at the very end of that. At the very end of that OVA, where we meet some more characters that are part of the sort of periphery of the Tenchi Muyo universe.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not mad about that.
I am mad at it. And
it's only 6 episodes instead of 7, so we're not going to have to cram like we did
3 into 1 episode. That's not too bad. I don't hate that. Okay. All right, Kotchak, what's yours?
All right, I've deliberated long and hard about this, and I'm actually, to be fair, I am a guy who I do like eat my veggies first, and my two favorite anime that I do very much want to cover, I want to actually save for a little bit further down the line.
Okay.
And there is one that I have recently started watching with Rachel that I had not explored at the time, that actually I have some very interesting thoughts about already. So my pick for our second season is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Oh yeah,
Fuck,
that's
yes.
good.
I'm so glad you said that.
I have had multiple people come up to me about this one. Rachel revealed to me that one of her Ryokos comes from this show. So
is it the redhead? Because is it the redhead?
Is it Kurama? I bet it's Kurama.
It is Hiei.
What?
We'll get into that.
It's Hiei?
We will get into that.
Okay. Okay. What an interesting and unique choice. I'm not, that sounded so mean. I'm not being rude. I've just never heard anyone say that before.
I know, right? So we have
funnier.
a lot to discuss there, and I am I'm really excited to see more of it, having watched some of it myself. I feel like it perfectly encapsulates this era that we're aiming for.
Yeah.
And the fact that there is a live action Netflix version coming up for it, this is one I really want to make sure we spend some time with.
Yes, I love
Stevie,
that.
we're all waiting.
Okay, I had two, but I was going back through the listener survey, and a lot of people picked one of my first ones, which is like one of my favorites. It's like it's really good. And I'm pretty sure it's Watanabe. It's one of my favies, but a lot of people called it out, so maybe I'll keep that in the pocket as a vanity pick for later. But one, we were just talking about how we didn't cover this specific genre last season. And it reminded me that I'm like, oh, we haven't touched slice of life in a minute. And I'm like, let me go with the most unhinged slice of life I can think of. And baby, my vanity pick is Shin-Chan. Crayon Shin-Chan.
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Crayon Shin-Chan, baby. This crazy ass 5-year-old who has an alter.
Blown out of my seat by this pick, Stevie.
Crayon Shin-Chan was one of the first the dub was one of the first anime characters I tried to emulate. Like when people were like, oh, you should be a voice actor. It was really one of the first characters I ever tried to imitate in my whole life. Crayon Shin-Chan is a mess. This is crazy ass 5-year-old who is gross, but is 5 and has an alter ego as I think it's like diaper baby or something. It's ridiculous. It's like he has to go to kindergarten. He's the literal fucking worst. Crayon Shin-Chan is such a badass kid. And I really think that we will have a good time watching Crayon Shin-Chan.
I am. Season 2 is going to be so wild.
This is really shaping up. Crayon Shin-Chan, I have not watched a single second of Crayon Shin-Chan.
I have only ever seen clips. I don't think I've ever sat down and watched an episode of this show.
I have no idea if it's going to be good or not, because I remember watching it as a child and being like, this is stupid as hell, but in like a good way. He's just a bad kid. He's so bad.
Wow. We've got a great lineup already. I have, when I was a kid, I'm very glad you picked Yu Yu Hakusho, Max, because I never engaged with it as a youngster for whatever reason. Like, I think for some reason the animation style turned me off. But knowing now that it is like so tied up with all of these other animes.
Yeah.
It
is a huge gap for me, and having watched these first 2 episodes, the influence I can already see and the discussions that we're going to have, man, there's a lot here.
Yeah.
And Crayon Shin-Chan, like the reputation precedes it. You know what I mean? Like everybody, I feel like everyone knows this show.
Even if they don't know the name, they could that little grandma.
That
Weird
little
poopy
kid.
child, yes.
That little poopy baby. Yes. It's very, very funny. Yes. It's so funny because he's like this little kid. It's great. It's about this little kid exploring the world because he's 5 around just adults. And it's like this whole thing about like how kind of adults teach kids, like kids retain the worst lessons. I love Shin-Chan.
Now, I do recall that at some point I came across some trivia that was like, oh, this person from this anime that we're watching now also worked on Shin-Chan, but I can't remember what it was. It might have been, was it the director? Was it Mitsuru Hongo? Yes, oh my god. Oh my fucking god.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
The director of Crayon Shin-Chan, Mitsuru Hongo, was the director of one of our other anime series that we covered in season 1.
Wait, what? I'm thinking. No, nothing.
Outlaw Star.
Amazing. Amazing.
Oh.
Correct. I love this. Correct.
Season 2 is going to be so good.
Good.
We have one more to pick, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm also like, I put a question in here about what's another, like a new show you want us to watch in season 2. And I'll just rattle a few off. So like people mentioned things. Something that came up a lot was a show called Princess Tutu. Are either of y'all familiar with this?
I've never heard of
The
that.
title is somewhat familiar, but I couldn't tell you anything.
My dear friend Marn from the Moonshot Network has been recommending this to me for a while.
Okay.
Let's see. We also got people telling us to watch Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
Another big classic.
Samurai Champloo
Champloo,
was my other vanity pick, but a lot of people suggested it. And so I was like, I do love Samurai Champloo. Fooly Cooly is also a good hit. That one's really good too.
That's one of the ones I had in my back pocket.
And it's short.
Well, see, the thing,
I think season 3 we're gonna get weirder.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 3. Well, the thing about Fooly Cooly is we could just fucking watch the whole thing in one season.
It is 6 episodes.
Because Fooly Cooly is only
literally just
6 episodes.
long.
The first thing is 6 episodes, so we could absolutely do that super fast. So
People also brought up Ranma 1/2 a lot.
yo,
Oh yeah.
I know.
Very
I
old
saw
classic.
Ram. Yeah, that one's. You know which one I'm surprised that I didn't see a lot on here? Rurouni Kenshin, because that's old like
That is
Rama
also
and a half.
another one
Yeah.
I had in
That's
my,
old like
yeah.
Rama and a half too.
It's strange to me to think about it, but I think Rurouni Kenshin has kind of faded from the public consciousness more than some of the other shows that were on at this time.
I feel like Rurouni Kenshin was an older anime when we were kids. Does that make sense? Like I feel like a Rurouni Kenshin
It's
came
true.
up in like the late 80s. And when we were little, so like Rurouni Kenshin was already old by the time it hit the States. Not saying that it's probably not legit. I'm just saying that it wasn't new at the time, like some of these other ones were. So
Well, there was a period, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't we learn some fairly unsavory things about the author of the manga?
yeah, I
Not
think
that
so.
we're like
no.
I
financially
think we
supporting this
did.
guy in any way.
Yeah,
But
mhm.
But perhaps that contributes to why it's kind of fallen off in the in the collective unconscious. Maybe
Isn't Fruits Basket the one about if you kiss the person they turn into an animal? Isn't that Fruits Basket?
that's exactly right. Yes,
I wouldn't hate Fruits Basket. That would be fun.
yeah, Fruits Basket could be fun. People also mentioning Lupin the Third, which I've never seen. I know everyone
I've seen
loves
some
Lupin.
of it. I feel like I've seen a movie. Some of a movie. I haven't seen a lot of
Cagliostro,
Lupin.
probably.
Maybe the Castle of Cagliostro.
Ghibli movie.
Yeah, maybe I can't remember, but I'm familiar, and I do like the fact that Lupin the Third is actually. I think Lupin the Third is a adaptation or inspired by the French author who wrote the thief Lupin. I'm pretty sure
There is a live action film based on that source material.
Yes,
that you can watch on Netflix right now called Lupin, and I was like, "Whoa, shit! They made a live action Lupin the Third," but no, it's just based on the same thing as Lupin.
Yeah, it's based on the same source material. So I was like, and I was like, that's pretty fun. That's pretty fun. But I know I've seen it. I know I've seen some of it before. It's very Dick Dastardly kind of stuff, but I do like it. It's cool. It's a cool animation style. It's a cool old school animation style.
Here's another one that's going to hit you in terms of old anime. Inuyasha.
Yo, I saw that and I was like, yeah.
Maybe we should do Inuyasha.
Maybe Inuyasha is a good idea. Let's look at the spread right now. Look at the spread. It's Trigun, Tenchi Muyo OVA 2, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Shin-Chan. So we've got space western, harem slice of life, shonen sci-fi.
Yeah, shonen sci-fi.
Supernatural. And then
comedy.
Like comedy slice of life.
Yeah, comedy slice of life. Ooh, somebody got Revolution Girl Utena on here.
Utena would be pretty fucking good too.
Utena
there's
would
a
be
lot
good.
of
There's so many
spoiled for
that we are
choice,
going to cover. The question is, what fits good here in season 2?
Right.
Now,
well,
here is something
we don't have a shoujo, so we don't have like a magical girl.
Yeah, here's what we're missing. We're missing a shoujo. We're missing a like real slice of life. Well, no, Crayon Shin-Chan I think would count because it is mostly just about being a kid.
Yeah.
Even though it is fucking wacky and off the wall.
Yeah.
We're also missing a mecha. show.
Ooh.
And people,
In the
and a
season
lot
2
of people referred Escaflowne.
They really did. Escaflowne was popular. And I will, one peek behind the curtain here, I have sent out some guest host, like, I've been sending out guest host feelers.
Mm-hmm.
And among the responses that I've gotten for that, there have been some people already interested in watching Escaflowne with us.
Ooh.
Now, like that, I don't want that shouldn't be too much of a thumb on the scale, because there were just as many people who sent back on that particular form that they'd be interested in watching, like, Serial Experiments Lane or FLCL with us.
Yeah. I'm down for Escaflowne or Fooly Cooly. Or Inuyasha. I'm down for any of those three.
Picks.
Man, this is such a tough decision. These are all anime I want to watch. Like there are too many desserts in front of me.
So
so you're at the early Olive Gardens with the dessert trays that walk around?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm trying to base this on. So have y'all have seen Fooly Cooly? All both of you?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have too.
Mm-hmm.
How about Escaflowne?
I think I saw one episode when I was like 10, because it was one of the first things
Same.
that came over to the States, and then like for some reason it disappeared, and for the longest time I thought I was crazy. And then I think I asked y'all, I was like, is Escaflowne a real thing? And y'all were like, yes.
Is this
and I
real?
felt,
Did I imagine this?
and then,
Was this a dream?
and then I felt like I woke up and was finally able to join reality, because I was like, I could have sworn that this was not a real anime, and I just streamed it up, and no, it's real. So I would like to be like, what the fuck was that? Because I remember I saw it and it was like, what is this? And then it was gone for forever, like a unicorn. So I could watch Escaflowne.
And do either of y'all have experience with Inuyasha?
Yes, I have seen some of it. What was his name? Inuyasha's brother? Sesshomaru? Sesshomaru. Ooh, Sesshomaru, a snack. Sesshomaru is a pretty man. I'm just saying.
Sorry, no, it's just the intonation. It wasn't.
I'm just saying. I'd be like, Sesshomaru, what that tail do, baby? What that tail do? Sesshomaru is somebody.
A man who have tail.
Look, Sesshomaru deserves to be catcalled. I will say it.
Learning a lot.
Sesshomaru is a hottie. I don't give a fuck. Sesshomaru is a hottie. Come on. He's great.
All I remember from Inuyasha was that the lady tells him to sit, and he does, and he has to. Like,
yeah,
he feels
like
compelled and must.
Because isn't he like a fox demon or a dog demon?
He's
or
a dog.
Something? He's a dog.
He says he's
Half
a fox,
dog
but he's
demon.
a dog.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He's half dog demon. So I do know that that's a supernatural thing, because it's a fantasy. I know it's a romance. I don't know how quickly it turns into a romance, but I know it turns into a romance at some point, because she's like the descendant of a priestess or something. And so that can be kind of cool. But I am familiar enough with it to know that Sesshomaru is a hottie. So I don't know if that has any bearing on anything.
Okay, let me look something up real quick. Oh my god. Okay, Inuyasha has 167 episodes.
Ew, David. That's a lot.
Visions of Escaflowne got 26.
Hey.
I am leaning towards Escaflowne as one that we have no experience, because for me, we have to cover Inuyasha at some point, despite its length.
Yeah.
But it also shares some similarity in the way it covers Japanese culture and mythology with Tenchi and Yu Yu Hakusho, that I feel like we'll lean a little bit too much towards that side. And I do like the idea of balancing us out with some mech action.
I would also argue that it also does that, and when it comes to icon, like the like how iconic Inuyasha was. It's up there with Sailor Moon. So it's one of those things where, because it's one of those other long running ones that people were definitely like, this was their portal into anime. Like this might have been one of their first exposures, and so we hit like 2 of those in the last season. So I think that for those of us who tried to consume anything that didn't look American, for those of us who are like, was Escaflowne real? We are here to tell you that yes, it was, and we will review it to validate you.
I am so excited for this
right.
season.
This season's gonna be
Season 2 is going to be great.
I'm very excited.
Do you all have any objection with the order I have rendered it in?
No, I do not.
I've got the lineups right now at Trigun, Tenchi, Yu Yu Hakusho, Shin-Chan, and then finish up with Escaflowne.
No,
I think that's perfect.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
I like that too.
That's dope.
Well, hey, look, there it is. That's season 2 of After School Anime Club. We've put it together. I'm going to put together like a schedule.
Okay.
A tentative schedule so that people can, see that, plan around it.
Plan your anime watching around our club, please.
Yeah, do it. Mm-hmm. Come prepared.
I feel like we're heading towards a wrap up, but before we do, I did have one more segment I kind of wanted to cover.
Oh, sure.
Corrections.
Oh, yes, please. Let's get corrections out of the way.
We are not experts.
We sure are not.
We just say some bullshit. And I want to appreciate some of the folks who've reached out on Twitter or through Discord directly to me. I just have 2.
Are you okay?
I just have 2. And one of them's not even really a correction, but one of them was, we did mention, and this was one of our preview clips, that Gundams, the pilots do not exist in the belly of the Gundam. That was a mistake on my part. They do exist in the ribs, so they're a little bit more of the heart of the Gundam.
I really
rather than the baby or a weird piece of bread that they are digesting.
So you are telling me that all Gundams are not female, because my reality's been shattered and I hate that.
Well, we know they all have heart, so I'm actually not gonna say no to that yet.
Okay, valid. Okay, valid. Okay, I'll take it.
The other one comes down to, Stevie, one of your questions, which was, and I know someone on Twitter reached out to us about this. Donald is capable of killing people. Donald Duck. I apologize. Yeah. He was a major force in World War II. I did forget about his propaganda videos.
Somebody did mention that he does have PTSD.
So yeah. Full correction on my part. I still think that Daffy has more of the bloodthirst in him. But I will admit that Donald he has the capacity to kill.
I mean, I asked that question and people were absolutely gripped by it.
It is fascinating. Did you all run into did anyone reach out to you, any corrections or anything that we had missed?
No. Nobody came to me about it.
Am I merely the target of the ire?
I think you might just be the target.
You're the most approachable out of the 3 of us, I guess. I probably come off as a huge pahotch, so it's fine. I threaten people.
What? Sorry,
a huge bahotch, a huge biatch.
No, what?
I don't know. I probably come off as really intimidating. Do you see my Twitter?
I must disagree. Please do not talk about my friend that way.
Oh, yeah. I just know Kata and I have a stick in my profile picture. I probably look very scary. I don't know. And I cackle like a witch. I will curse you. It's fine. But I'm like,
another endearing quality.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, somehow I know that you'll curse me and I'm still not like afraid of you, Stevie.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Newland. I would never curse you unless agitated to the point of needing to cast the hex. It's a lot of work to curse an individual who doesn't live not only in the same state, but the same time zone as you. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Rule number 1 of cursing someone is you've really got to commit to it.
I got to get your hair. I got to wait for moon. That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of effort.
The reagents.
You telling me? We're not an omnicrafter over here. That's a lot of work. That's a whole lot of work. There's some people's energy.
Somebody also did... A friend of mine, a mutual friend of ours, Max, probably was the one who pointed this out to you as well, that Donald is not only has he been in World War II and probably killed some Nazis, but he is canonically the most powerful magic user in the Final Fantasy.
Wait, is that canon?
That is canon. He did cast a spell that was so strong it killed him. And apparently
he can probably cast Ultima, can't he? I mean, that's
oh yeah, that's no sweat.
The bar
That's
is
no sweat.
yeah, okay.
I think Donald can cast Ultima. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah.
And Daffy, I get more of a
okay. Now all I can think about is Donald casting Meteor and getting his hand on some black materia. Please let me write the next Kingdom Hearts game.
Can somebody wait? I cannot do it. But can anybody talk like Donald Duck and then like say Meteor in Donald Duck?
Nobody in the world except the person who does Donald Duck's voice, and they clone that man so that they can have another one when he dies.
Sometimes I can do the noise he makes when he gets mad, but I can't do the voice.
See, now I've done that, and my partner's gonna hear this. Charlie's gonna hear this, and then like 3 weeks later, out of nowhere, I'm just gonna hear him yell "Meteor" from the bathroom in the Donald Duck voice, and I will be ruined for forever.
Now picture this: you've picked up Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, which my guess is it's going to be called
by
Tetsuya Nomura.
Yeah,
My
sure
guess is it's going to be called Final Fantasy VII Reunion. Pin that right there.
Yep.
Final Fantasy VII Reunion comes out.
Yeah.
Sephiroth steps out. His music starts playing. And next to him.
No.
It's a double boss battle.
It's Donald fucking Duck.
Except he's only got one wing. Bum, 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 bum.
No, because he's giving his other wing to Sephiroth. No.
One winged duck.
Oh no. It's just like, so what that is that like when the chorus goes Sephiroth right after that and that downbeat,
Duck.
you hear wah! Like you hear like the Donald Duck quack go.
I cannot believe it matches the cadence. Donald Duck. If anybody has the ability to just create that 2-second sound clip, it will be my buzzer forever.
It is Donald Duck, Donald Duck, Donald Duck. It is Donald Duck, Donald Duck, Donald Duck, and Sephiroth. Yeah, absolutely. Let's go.
I can't wait for this game.
So there's only one more note that I have on the agenda for today that we didn't really that I want to touch on, which is I don't know what made me put this. I don't know what was happening in my life that I wrote this.
I saw this.
It just says, "What if Matt Berry did anime voiceovers?"
What were you thinking,
Yeah.
Nolan?
Relina, I'll kill you.
That's worth it, though. That's worth it. Matt Berry should be like everybody's, like all the dads, like all the anime dads. Like what would Matt Berry sound like if he was Prime Minister Darlan? Like, I think he would be great.
Things would have gone different. Things would have gone different for
He
Prime
would.
Minister
He wouldn't have been.
Darling,
He
let me
wouldn't have
tell
been
you
slapped
what.
in the face. He would have been slapped in the face. Like he's somebody's gal Tuesday. If it was Matt Berry voicing that man, he wouldn't have taken that. Matt Berry wouldn't have stood for that. I tell you that right now.
We do have, not on the docket for season 2, but ahead of us, we do have some vampire animes I think we'll get to eventually.
Oh, yeah.
We do.
And I think, I assume, right? Like what? What are some vampire animes
I mean,
we have? Like
Hellsing. That's number
Hellsing?
one right there.
Oh, that's
isn't
right.
there-
That's right.
Trinity Blood was big
That was
when we
it,
were
yeah.
younger. I remember.
When did Vampire Hunter D come out?
Oh
Is
my
that a
God,
video
we've
game?
got to watch Vampire Hunter D. Have y'all seen the movie Bloodlust?
No.
It's incredible. It's unbelievable. It's like it looks like the work of Yoshitaka Amano from Final Fantasy. It's so gorgeous. Like I can't
Okay.
communicate to you how beautiful this movie is.
Okay.
We should set aside also some time to do bonus episodes for like movies and things because people are also asking about like somebody said you should watch Porco Rosso.
Yes.
You should watch.
I would love for us to talk about Ghibli because if we're talking about early localization of anime and what brought anime to the forefront, we cannot not
Princess
talk about
Mononoke, dude. The
Princess
cast
Mononoke
they got
and
for that
Spirited
dub.
Away and
Yeah.
everything Ghibli did. Like for me, one of the first anime, like I remember watching like Kiki's Delivery Service and having that blow my mind.
I've never seen
Like,
Kiki's. I've never seen
It's
it.
great.
Go watch Kiki.
It's really
I hear
good.
it's a wonderful.
It's really
I
cute.
hear it's wonderful. The ones I've seen is Nausicaa, The Valley of the Wind, Castle in
Yep,
the Sky,
movie.
Yep.
Howl's Moving Castle. But Princess
Yeah.
Mononoke was my first way into it. And the reason why I was gripped by Princess Mononoke is because, one, I recognized most of the dubbed, the voice actors for the
Absolutely.
dub. But two, a considerable amount of those voice actors for the dub were not white people. And it was like shocking.
Hell yeah.
Indeed, yes. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah. Wasn't she the wolf or was she the woman?
No, she
She was the woman-
the mayor of Irontown.
That's right. She was the mayor of Irontown. So it's just like they had like non-white. I mean, they were celebrities, but they had non-white voice actors, and it was just like holy shit. And it was like one of these cool things where like because the only one at the time was like Cree Summer and the black dude whose name I cannot recall right now, but he was like the Green Lantern and all those other like quintessential black people at the time.
Oh yeah.
I
Mad
can't
TV
think-
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, him.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like, it was just really cool to see how the star power they pulled from what seemed like at the time to me like this. I had never heard of Studio Ghibli, and then find out that they've been doing stuff for like 20 some odd years, and but by time I got around to seeing them because I was a baby. But then like
The
the Secret of
Pig Demon.
Arietti. Oh yeah, the Pig Demon.
The pig demon from the beginning of Mononoke is played by the one, the only Keith David.
Oh, that's right. Keith David's amazing. Like, come on. Yeah.
Time.
Fucking incredible in that movie.
Yeah, so it's like I think we should because there's a lot more Ghibli than I realize I've seen, but then I've seen some like older stuff which is actually really good. Nausicaa, Secret of Arietti,
Yeah.
like
The
a lot of
thing
that
I
stuff.
love about Nausicaa is that it has like Max, you played Elden Ring.
Yep.
My favorite shit in that game is going to Caelid and being like, wow, it's fucked up out here.
This place sucks.
This place is fucked up. What the hell? And that's Nausicaa. Like the whole all of the world has become the Caelid Wilds in that film.
I love it. I just it's so cool. I don't know. And Ponyo.
I'm gonna absorb the hatred of the audience. I did not enjoy Ponyo.
A lot of people didn't like Ponyo.
Ponyo's
A lot
not
of people
my
didn't like
favorite.
Ponyo. A lot of
I
people
think I
didn't
was
like Ponyo.
about 10 years too old for Ponyo when I watched it.
A lot of people didn't like Ponyo.
Unfortunately.
I appreciated Ponyo for being an adaptation of Little Mermaid, and that's why I
Yeah.
liked Ponyo. But a lot of people think that Ponyo sucks. Although I can't beat Ham. Can't beat Ham. I love that. I love that scene.
Yeah,
when they get
yeah,
Ham on their
I-
ramen, that's real cute.
Ponyo got some laughs out of me, and I think it was delightful.
Yeah.
It did not hit the same way that some other Ghibli things have, but I don't think you can have a bad time with any of these movies.
No. I didn't steal my cousin's copy of Ponyo. I stole my cousin's copy of Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ariel, you're not getting it back. So it's just, look, Hal himself is problematic, but may all your bacon burn. Okay, Calcifer.
I got a little
awesome.
Calcifer that
Billy
he
Crystal.
sits in my car window. He powers my car. I just want to wear that jacket. I mean, I really identify with Howls.
My cat's middle name
Great
is
movie.
Calcifer, so
Yeah.
it's valid. I loved it. I love it. Merry-go-round of life, you can't beat it.
Oh,
Brilliant music in those.
Iconic.
Joe Hisaishi, incredible guy.
throw a piano medley of that on all the time.
Iconic. I have not seen, the one I have not seen, I know I'm doing myself a disservice, is Spirited Away. I just haven't seen it. I just never got a
Oh,
chance.
you should see it. It's very good.
I just need to sit down and watch it, and I know it's really good.
I'm looking at the cast of Howl's Moving Castle, which I guess I haven't done in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
'cause,
there's some names.
Yeah, there's
Holy
big names on
fucking
that one.
shit. Like
Mhm.
Lauren Bacall.
Yeah.
Unreal that they got Lauren Bacall for this.
Was she the witch?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fucking Emily Mortimer. Do you know this actress?
That name is
She's the lady on 30 Rock who's like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't touch people. I have hollow bones like a bird.
Oh, yeah.
I have avian bone syndrome. Sorry, you probably don't remember me. I'm Sophie. We've met you so many times. And Carlos Alazraqui from Rocco's Modern Life as well.
All right.
Amazing.
That's okay. I feel so good about season 2.
Me too. I'm very
Me
excited.
too.
there's going to be a break. We got some real life stuff to do. But at the end of October, season 2 is coming back.
Okay.
I will tweet more about the dates, the hard dates, because I'm not in front of my calendar. I don't have that stuff to look at just yet. But I hope you will look forward to it, because I know I'm looking forward to it already.
Me too. I'm very
Yes,
hyped.
and a big, huge, tremendous thank you to everyone who has listened to even a single episode of season 1. This would, as much as I love screaming into the void, this experience has been a blast simply because of the interactions we've had on Twitter, people reaching out, the listener survey, all of this. We so appreciate anybody who is taking the time to engage, and just know that we would, really love to have you join us in season 2.
Yeah, please come back.
Absolutely.
It's been wonderful having people not just definitely on Twitter, because thank you for everybody who tweets at us, retweets our stuff, likes our things, watches me quote tweet things in the most unhinged way possible, all of this stuff. But thank you to those people who are also on Instagram, because when we post our teasers on Instagram, I see that how we get hit. I see people who DM me directly and they're just can't wait, so excited, so hyped. I'm so glad that we're able to bring you your childhood animes back to you as adults, and enjoy them with you, and encourage you to watch them again and revisit old things. As a person who really is a one and doneer when it comes to a lot of stuff, this has been really fun for me, and I hope it's been just as fun for y'all to sit here and listen to it with us, or listen to us and watch it with us too. I hope that you get the time and you find the time to do that. And if you don't, thank you for coming in and just hearing us make our goofy hot takes on some of our favorite animes that we had the pleasure of growing up with, that shaped us who we are today as adults in good ways, because none of us are crazy.
Yeah, we're all very normal.
We're all very mad. We're just a little bit mad. Woo. We're all a little bit mad here, but not in the bad mad. Please don't take us away. We're fine. We're fine. Don't worry about it.
We're fine.
I'm fine.
We're fine.
Quit saying otherwise.
I'm not as drunk as you think I am. You too concerned. Don't worry about it.
I'm in therapy.
Look, my therapist bodies me every other week, so I am doing okay.
Mine's so proud of me for starting a podcast.
I asked my therapist to work on me, so he's been dragging me through the mud twice a month. It's been pretty rough, but it's okay. I was just I need to have more agency over my life. He goes, cool. So I'm going to need you to do me a favor and stop imagining things then. I was like, I didn't mean, hold on. I don't pay you for this. Don't read me like
come
this.
On.
That's rude.
Wait.
Come on.
Is that how this is going to work?
Come on. That's half my therapy sessions. Just come on. I want to hate myself.
I mean, look, there are some times when my therapist will say things to me and I'll look at him and be like, look, doctor, I didn't ask for you to administer your physic in this manner. I'm going to need you to remember who's paying who here. I get mad. I'm just like, you better leave me alone. He's like, look, hit dogs are going to holler.
How dare you hold the mirror up to my nature in this way? How dare you expose my own behavior to me, the person doing it?
How dare I suffer the consequences of my actions?
Me reaping, me sowing, etc.
I can't believe I'm paying you to do this to me.
You mean to tell me that changing my pattern of behavior is the only way that I'll get different results? Well, I refuse, doctor. I refuse.
Tell me this shit hurts? You're telling me this shit hurts? What are you doing?
I will not grow. Give it to me now.
Motherfucker, you better believe the anime will be my only therapy if you don't tread this line.
It's the comic of the dog, no take, please throw, but no self-reflection, only self-actualization.
I look at my therapist. I'm just like, let me manifest. He goes, no, that's not how any of this works. And I just go, ah.
Manifesting doesn't work. That's what we learned from The Secret.
Yeah. My therapist does do that. It's very good.
It's no secret that we all love Anime Club.
Yes.
And that we love our listener, and that we're also eternally grateful to people like our friends at the Moonshot Network. If you haven't started listening to Moonshot podcasts, I would like to say that, first of all, you're missing out.
You sure are.
Absolutely.
Yep.
There are great shows out there.
It's fucking great.
And here's something I just want to say, based on our answers to the survey, if you like this show, then you will probably like, let's see, you will probably like the podcast Minds on Moonshot. You will probably like Argonauts on Moonshot.
Yeah.
You will also probably like Champs in the Making, which is our Pokemon podcast. So these are just some of the ones that came up when people were saying the other shows on Moonshot that they listened to. So if you're not listening to Moonshot, try those 3 out. I think you might enjoy them. Also really popular among our listeners are shows like Three Little Words, Unwise Girls, Dead Teen House Party, which I think is like an all-time great
Such a good
podcast
title.
name.
That's a good title, yeah.
But before we fully sign off, I just want to shout out some things. I did put a question in here. Growing up, who was your Ryoko? Got some good stuff in here. One, actually Ryoko.
Hell yeah.
There you go.
I
One,
get it now.
Sailor Mars.
Sailor Mars is
Sailor
waifu
Mars is cool.
material. Sailor Mars is a waifu. That's real.
We also got Misato on here. From
Okay.
Neon Genesis. Hits different as a 32-year-old. Also some Inuyasha, some Kurama from Yu Yu Hakusho. Also Android 18 from Dragon Ball Z was a popular pick here.
Hell yeah.
Andrew 18 was stylish. Android 18 was stylish.
She
I love
had
that.
style. It's
She
true.
really did. She was great.
Also, she beat Vegeta's ass.
She did. She mollywopped
And-
Vegeta though.
Man.
She did.
She beat him and was like, and here, let me also go out with a guy shorter than you.
Right. Right. Because look, every short king deserves a girl with tall girl energy. That's real.
Yes.
Everybody deserves somebody with tall girl energy. Even if they're not a girl. It's valid.
My favorite answer to this question, growing up, who was your Ryoko? Wouldn't you like to know, Weather Boy?
That was my favorite too.
Love the energy.
Some
on
of
that.
us like to keep those cards close to our chest.
Yeah.
And I do want to hit this one because the spread has been leaning towards one gender in particular, but somebody picked Beelzemon from Digimon.
I gotta hold on. Let
Hold
me
on,
look up
what?
what Beelzemon
Look this
looks
guy up because I kind of
Let
get
me
he's
see.
pretty cool.
Let me see.
He's pretty cool
Beel.
looking.
Wow.
And he is a human. He is one of these Digimon that is like a
Okay,
full
no, I
person.
get it. 100%. No judgment here. Good choice.
Yeah, look
Evil
at this guy. He's
King
cool.
Digimon? Let me see.
You have two
Oh, okay,
guns.
well, he's pretty cool. He's pretty gunned up. That's pretty dope. Duelist of Finality. That's a pretty cool fucking title.
Sorry, what?
I'm looking at the wiki, the Digimon wiki, and his name is obviously Beelzemon, but he has a title, and the title is Duelist of Finality.
Oh fuck.
Saigo no Deiyuerisuto. That's pretty cool. That's very cool.
Well, you are all valid. Even those of you who said nobody, that's all valid.
You'll find her.
you don't
or
have
him.
to have. It's okay.
Someday.
You don't have to have a
Or them.
Ryoko. I am here for the person who sighed before telling us they're Ryoko. You don't have to tell us, but it's okay that it's Kurama. Kurama's a hottie.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm sure
That's
many
okay.
people feel that way about Kurama.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
He's got like the rose theming going on. So
That's true. That's
you know
true.
what I mean? It's like,
That's true.
am I thinking of the right guy? He's the
With the
red-haired
whip?
fellow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so.
Life is so full of
Well, hey, look, I think that's about it for the season finale of Afterschool Anime Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did
It's been a huge journey. This is my first time doing a season finale of a podcast episode, so I'm just really glad that you two were here with me for it.
Always.
Thank you for bringing us in.
This is the club.
This is truly the club, and it's been so fun. Like, Mondays have been so great because we record on a Monday, so I love it. It's
Monday
been
show.
super fun. We're great. We're very funny.
I am fully on board this train, full steam ahead.
Let's go.
Anime Club cannot be stopped.
Next stop, Trigun, episodes 7 and 8.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. People tell me that the show takes a very big turn in a very different direction.
It gets wild. It's going to get dramatic, so I'm excited. Whoa, we're going to see you in October. Enjoy your break, y'all. Have fun.
Yeah, enjoy your break. Go bone up on some other Moonshot Network shows. And until then, we'll see you at the next meeting.
Pushing and shoving, people are getting each other's way. But when two lovers find their own magic, nothing else matters, 'cause they know it will stay. And I know somehow I spell will not ever be broken. Timeless and real, making me feel free and alive. You touch me, you kiss me, and time is not meaning. I'm on a rocket to some other zone. Baby, you thrill me, whatever you're doing. Don't think of stopping until we are light years away, all alone. 'Cause I want to keep this treasure for my very own. Your talent for You touch me, you kiss me, and time is not meaning. I'm on a rocket to some other zone. Baby, you thrill me, whatever you're doing. Don't think of stopping until we are light years away, all alone. 'Cause I want to keep this treasure for my very own. Your talent for love.
Chew that umeboshi, baby. Chew it slowly.
Dawn! Quit your fancy ASMR dreaming and wake up!
What?
We're back!
Who's back?
Okashina Podcast Anime with Friends, of course!
Oh, never heard of it.
I have.
Who are you?
I'm Victoria. I'm joining Okashina Podcast as the third chair.
Nani?
Would everyone stop screaming?
Why, I'm glad you asked. Okashina Podcast Anime with Friends is a podcast in which two childhood besties, me, Sabrina, and you, Dawn, and you, Victoria, watch anime together and then discuss what we watched with restrained delight.
That's 3 people.
Sounds boring. I'm going back to bed.
You can't! You'll miss all the weird, wild, under-the-radar anime we cover.
I never agreed to this.
It's fun! Check us out on the Moonshot Podcast Network.
Insert joke.